Hi there and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer. Today was the first day of cranberry harvest and I'm going to see if I can share a week's worth of cranberry harvest suppers with you guys. I don't know. You want to come over and talk? So Warren just came in like 5 minutes ago and yeah, it's about 6:45 and he's in now and we're going to sit down and have supper. And let's see, do you want me to add anything?
You can add whatever you want.
Okay, he doesn't have much to say today. It's the first day. It's just getting everything going. For supper tonight, I pulled out a freezer meal. This is a chicken pot pie. I pulled it out earlier today. I just let it sit on the counter for a couple of hours. It thawed. I came in, I made that. We have applesauce here, pickles, and then I did make some quick, what do we call these bars, Joe?
Bars.
What are these called?
Chocolate chip bars.
Yep, chocolate chip blondies. So I made a pan of those, and we've been kind of nibbling on those. Oh, Joe already took one right when I said that. And then Peter, he was collecting cranberries today as, I don't know when, whenever it was.
While Dad was doing, like, still raking.
When Dad was raking? Okay, so Peter collected cranberries, and then we have caramel, so we're going to dip cranberries in caramel for supper tonight, and that's going to be it. It's Tuesday, and yes, I'm wearing a Metallica t-shirt. Does that surprise some people? Every once in a while I get funny comments when I'm wearing this shirt. Anyway, we are going to be having oven fried chicken for supper tonight. I'm going to pick some corn from the garden, and we're going to have that, and then I'm also making a pumpkin cake. Hi there, Joe. What are you having? Pretzels? Okay. So really easy supper. Peter is already out working harvest, but Joseph and Maria and I are going to wait until this cake is done, and then we are going to go out and we are part of the trash crew. So what that means is that when Warren goes through and rakes the bed, leaves will come off the vines, and if there's any other weed material in there, that will also get kind of like raked and loosened up. Then once the cranberries are brought out, there's always all this like leftover sort of floating leaves. So we go through with different styles of rakes and we scoop out the leaves, put them into a trailer, and then haul them away. That's what's going to happen, but I'm making a new cake recipe. It looks weird. It's from this cookbook, Southern Plate. I had it earmarked a year ago or whenever it was that April sent this cookbook to me, and you know how time flies. So I wanted to try this. Now the recipe says, place all cake batter ingredients in a large bowl and mix until well blended. Well, I have mixed and mixed and mixed and mixed, and I cannot get this butter, even though it was soft. It was nice and soft butter. It wasn't melted, but it was soft. I could not get it to completely blend in. So in the future, I'm going to make a note here that I'm going to mix the butter and the sugar and the eggs, then add in the pumpkin, and then add in the milk and the flour and the vanilla and the cinnamon. So I'm going to kind of do it the way I normally would for a cake, rather than just dump everything in. But next up, I need to take another stick of butter. She uses margarine in most of her recipes. I'm not sure if that's just a family preference or a personal preference, or if that's a Southern preference. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to use butter, and then brown sugar and flour and oatmeal, and I'm just going to mix that all up. And I already see I made a mistake. I was supposed to only put half of the batter in, put half of the crumb, put the batter back on, and put the other half of the crumb. Okay, excuse me for a minute while I fix my mistake. What I did was just take out half the batter, put it back in the bowl. I made up the streusel, put half of it in there, added the rest of the cake batter, and put the streusel on top. So I'm going to get this in the oven. It's going to bake for 45 minutes to 1 hour. It says until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Well, we're getting down to the end of our corn, so I'm just going to pick, even if they're some of the small cobs, because, you know, I don't want any to go to waste. So some of these feel like they're only 4 inches, but that's all right. Pumpkin cake is just out of the oven now, and this did take nearly the full hour. I think it was right about 58 minutes. It looks like it's going to be time to try to get out to do some harvest work now, although a couple of the guys came in and said that they were done. So I don't know, maybe we're getting down there too late today. Well, I got so excited to get this chicken in the oven, I forgot to show you, but I've done this on so many videos, you guys, my oven fried chicken. It's just a cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of paprika, and a half a teaspoon or more of black pepper. Just mix it all together, shake the patted dry chicken in that, and then I always put a stick of butter, depending on how much chicken I'm doing, a half a stick to a full stick of butter on the pan, melt it first, put the skin side down, and then put it in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. I just flipped it over. I look over to that. Warren's waiting for me to walk to get the mail. And Sam is waiting to leave. Yes, and you look like you're eating something. Are you sneaking cake?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
Bye. So anyway, I just flipped it over now, and I'm going to put this back in the oven for another 30 minutes. We've got the green beans from the garden. Maria picked the last. I'm pretty certain that's going to be the last of the green beans. We have water getting ready here, boiling for corn, and yeah, that's going to be supper tonight. I have a tomato sliced up too, and then we had 2 cantaloupe grew in our garden this year. We already ate one, and then this one we were waiting for it to ripen. It's very ripe. It's not super sweet. Still tastes like cantaloupe, and it's still good, and we've already eaten half of it. So anyways, yeah, everyone's hungry for supper tonight. The jalapeno that crossed with the corn. That's funny. What else are you going to take, Maria? Joe, you've got chicken. There's nothing up on the stove. There's green beans, there's tomatoes, there's cantaloupe. Well, I'm back. It's 5:30 on Wednesday. We have like our first little section of cranberry harvest done here. Let me just show you what we're gonna do for supper. I'm making some scrambled eggs, and I got this sausage gravy out of the freezer, and I don't really care for the way it looks. I had to use Italian sausage because that was all the store had when I bought it, and I thought, well, that should be fine. Well, I don't know. It's a darker color than normal, and it does have a little different flavor. Anyway, I have some biscuits in the oven. I also have some leftover corn on the cob from last night, and I have 2 pieces of oven fried chicken. So we're gonna warm that up as well. I'll get out some applesauce, and that is gonna be supper here on this Wednesday night. So here we are, it's Thursday already. I just picked this colander full of broccoli from the garden. So I'm gonna rinse that and get that steaming up for supper tonight. We're going to be having grilled burgers. I had some of these, but I couldn't remember when I was in town for the kids' gym class today. I could not remember how many we had. And I knew I didn't take meat out to thaw. So I just swung by the grocery store, and I just picked these up. 2 of these bistro burgers, they call them. And I picked up some little Kaiser rolls here. Let's see, these are on like their day-old rack, so I picked that up. And then I also have French fries. So it looks like my oven preheated while I was getting the broccoli. So I'm going to get this in. And Warren should be in shortly. And I think he's going to do the grilling. That's going to be supper tonight. Let's see your plate, Joe. How's your supper turning out to be?
Yeah.
Let me see. That's your plate. How about you, Maria? Oh, you found something you liked?
Yeah, Joe.
That was nice of you. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
What is this ceremony stuff from?
A cow.
Oh.
I wanted to do a meatless Friday meal, and it didn't turn out how I was hoping. It was supposed to be more of a soup, and look at this. Well, we're going to give it a try anyway. I'm not sure if we're going to be overly thrilled with this, but I did cut up some cucumbers from the garden today. They're still producing, and Peter made us some cookies. So I think with all of that, we're still going to manage to have a decent enough supper. So we're gonna do one last day here of supper meals. Tonight we're gonna make beefaladas. So this is a recipe that is in my cookbook on page 19. Oh, Sparky. I heard him. He's like, oh, beefaladas. So, beefaladas, there is an actual recipe that I have written up, but I rarely follow exactly that. You take some meat, as much as you want. I want a lot of meat. And then, because I want to make a lot, I want to make enough for tonight, and then I also want to make enough to send home some with Emily. I put in a couple onions, and then I have a lot of flour tortillas. I'm going to add this whole can of enchilada sauce since I have so much meat. Also going to be stirring in rice that I made, and I have cheese. I just haven't gotten the shredded cheese out of the freezer yet. Also made some cookies for tonight's supper. So yeah, there's just a lot going on, but the goal is to, I have a lot of these. So the goal is to make as many beefaladas as I can. And then, so I mix all of that stuff together and then we just roll it up here. So that's the goal, is to make as many as we can, what we need for supper tonight, and then make some extra pans that I have ready here to send home with Emily, or I guess we'll see how many we make. But we want to introduce little Aisley Grace.
How's it going? Good. Sam's getting
When was she born?
September 2nd.
September 2nd. Yep. And she is just a little...
No.
She's just a little charm. Mm-hmm. So she is 2 weeks, a little over.
Yeah, because she was 2 weeks on Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah, just wanted to give you guys a little peek. She's just absolutely a charmer. Emily's doing well.
We're all doing good. We're adjusting, but it's
Sparky is adjusting over there. Colt, where's Colt?
He's over there.
Here's Colt. Are you adjusting well?
He's like, we're not sure.
Nope. He shook his head no. Once I had them all in the pan like this, I put shredded cheese and some black olives. On this one, just a little shredded cheese. And I like to bake these with no foil or anything. And I personally like them when these get a little bit crunchy on the edges. So that's how long I bake them. So about 30 minutes or so. It really just depends. I also made 2 extra pans here. Both of these have 6 beefaladas in them. I'm sending one home with Emily, and I'm going to be keeping one here. And we'll be serving these up with sour cream and salsa for supper. In my mixing bowl, I'm going to put 4 ounces of cream cheese, and then 1 green onion chopped, including the whites and the greens, about a tablespoon of ranch powdering, and then a little bit.
And then you're gonna put marshmallows and butter all mixed in. Yum, yum.
I'm gonna put a handful of shredded cheddar cheese in it, mix it up, squish it into halved and seeded jalapenos. Wrap it with a half a piece of bacon, put it on parchment paper, and then bake it at 350 degrees for, I really don't know yet. I guess we'll see when it's done. I'm thinking about 25 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, because that's how long I normally bake the bacon in the oven. So I'm guessing that's going to be about the right amount of time.